Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we are going to talk about return on ad spend and what are the drivers behind ROAS and how you can actually 10x your results. So I just want to show you through here. These are real results that our students have generated. So 25, 20, all the way the lowest is 8 times return on ad spend. The lowest here is 12 and the highest is 105. So with that said, let's get underway. My name is Silvia and over the past 6 years, I've empowered thousands of online stores in over 35 countries around the world with knowledge designed to quadruple return on ad spend. Look, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but the truth is that 98% of online retailers are gambling with return on ad spend. They are gambling with ROAS because really they just don't truly understand what ROAS is, okay? Hence, when push comes to shove, they're unable to pick up the right level of detail and unable to read the pattern and unable to change it because they don't really know or understand at a deeper level what ROAS is all about. Okay, so now that we know this, let's have a look at a simple example of how this works. So in this example, I have generated 3,000 from this campaign. And in this example, we have spent $1,000 on ads, and hence we would get a return on ad spend or ROAS of 3, okay? Or it's also referred to as 3x in marketing. So if you see a ROAS of 3, it means that the revenue generated from that campaign was 3 times as big as the money you spent on ads. So now let me ask you, how do you evaluate your ROAS? I've got some options here for you, okay? So I'll be giving you options and you just type this into the chat. So who here evaluates their ROAS on the ad level? So the option 1 is ad level or the creative level. Option 2, evaluating your ROAS on the ad set level or the audience level. Option 3, evaluating your ROAS on the campaign level, okay? Option 4, some of you guys do all of the above. And those of you guys who don't evaluate ROAS at all, which is a possibility as well, let me know as well. Let me know. Just type it in the chat box, either write 5 or just say I don't evaluate at all. Just be honest. This is a learning environment, right? So we've got plenty of people who evaluate ROAS differently on different levels and different ways, okay? So as you can start seeing, I can see the responses are still coming, but you can start seeing, guys, already that we've got plenty of different answers, all right? So in order for you to achieve an amazing ROAS and really 10x your ROAS results, you've got to start evaluating properly. And the first homework I'm going to be giving you, yes, I'm going to be giving you homework, but don't worry, I've got some templates for you too. And the first homework for you from today is for you to, over the next day or so, to create a benchmark for your store, okay? And this is what you must have inside the benchmark. I'm going to be taking you through that. So first of all, you need to have your ROAS in there on your campaign level. Can you see? Like, these are few selected campaigns and this is the ROAS on the campaign level. Now just observe this here and have a look at the numbers you are seeing on the screen. I've been taking screenshots from one ads manager account, and these campaigns have multiple ad sets and those ad sets have multiple ads. So just please observe the ROAS for these same campaigns here. So several campaigns, this is the ROAS. Then on the ad set level for those same campaigns, can you see how these numbers start differ already? And then we've got the third level, okay? Then we've got the third level, which is on the ad level. And on one creative, the ROAS here is even up to 100 times return on ad spend, okay? So that's crazy. So just observe how these numbers are different to one another. So we are now not judging, we're just observing, okay? Now, why are we observing? Because guys, the first thing for you is that you have to know what is your ROAS and you have to start evaluating it, okay? That's the first thing, just observing and evaluating. Because if you don't, how can you start generating 10 times better results if you don't even know what 10 times better is for you right now and on what level, right? The very first thing is that you must create and measure a benchmark, and I'll share some templates with you to make this easy. And of course, this template is going to be free. I'll share the link with you very shortly with the blueprint too. And this is a gift from me to you, because I know this can be hard for some of you. And as I told you guys, I myself gambled lots of money away. I don't want you to do the same. So first thing, in order for you to increase your return on ad spend to drive 10 times better ROAS, you must create a benchmark, okay? Which is like, think about this benchmark like a starting point, like a line in the sand. Like, you need to first understand what's your average ROAS for the past 3 months, okay? What's your average ROAS for the past 3 months on all levels: ad set, campaign, and ad set, campaign, and ad level. This is a wrong thing. I've got a wrong thing in the slides. It needs to be on the ad set, on the creative, and on the campaign. So three parts, right? Now, how does your average 3 months ROAS compare to the previous period? Very, very, very important. So 3 on 3. How does it compare to the previous 3 periods? What's a break-even ROAS for you? And we'll talk about this break-even ROAS even more in a few moments. And what's your best ROAS thus far? And also, what is a good ROAS for you? These are super important. And as I promised, there is going to be a template for you. I'll share that with you just in a moment. Guys, the reason for this, why you need to know all of this. So the 3 months ROAS, very important. Campaign, ad set, and ad level, okay? Campaign, ad set, ad level. And you need to be able to compare it 3 months on 3 months, and then break even what has been your highs so far and what's a good ROAS. Now, the reason why you have to do that, because you've got to measure it systematically so that you can manage it and transform it, right? And trust me, like 90% of online retailers I speak to honestly have no clue what's the average ROAS for the past 3 months, let alone what's like a specific break-even ROAS for them. Like, is it 1x, 2.5, 3? You know, like that break-even ROAS is so important. And it's so important because that break-even ROAS is essentially your return on ad spend, where you don't make money, but you're not losing any. Now, like, it's essentially revenue generated after paying the cost of the product and all of the other expenses associated to that, and covering your ad spend too, but not anything on top. So that's your break-even. Now, why is it so important? Like, and how like typically where should you be looking? Like, guys, for most e-commerce stores selling products, not necessarily subscriptions, but just products, the break-even ROAS should be somewhere between 2 to 2.5, okay? Sometimes even less if you've got a high return customer rate. However, if it's like more than 3.5 times, if your break-even ROAS is more than 3 or more than 3.5, then something is not right inside your funnel and needs to be looked at, right? And on the other hand, for subscription-based businesses, if you've got a subscription-based business, honestly, even 0.5 ROAS can be profitable because they are getting longer-term subscriptions. So understanding your break-even ROAS, guys, is like one of the most important parts, because this is what builds the backbone of your business, okay? This is really about profitability and long-term sustainability of your business, and it gives you control over how much to invest and where and how. So make sure you collect your store information and calculate your break-even ROAS over the next day or so, and please do this properly, guys. Do this properly. It's not for me, it's for you. And as I said, I'll give you a template to make it easy for you. And the reason why it's so important, guys, because if you don't do this and you won't have any systematic measurements in place, honestly, that's like reverting back to gambling. You know that if you have no information, you don't have any visibility, which means that you don't have the power to transform your store, and it will be very, very hard for you to make money, okay? So on the other hand, when you do have that visibility, you'll gain special powers, like you'll be able to see deeper and clearer and further. And once you have that visibility, you can start literally digging deeper into what drives ROAS beyond revenue over, beyond just knowing that it's revenue over ad spend, right? So, and let's just literally going through the stuff we'll cover today will equip you to get more out of your ads than ever before.